Hi, welcome back. So today is a beautiful spring day, but it hasn't been like that forever, it feels like. We've had the longest and the snowiest winter on record for our state. It has been insane. And in fact, it's April 8th today, and you can see there's still snow back there. So a couple years ago, we did a video on planting some tulip bulbs, and they're doing really great. Tulips are not awesome at coming back as beautiful as the first year, but they've divided a lot. This winter, or this past fall, we did not get any bulbs. So we were at the garden center today, and we're kind of going to do a little cheater method. Now, we've never planted bulbs like this before, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So here we are on the front porch, and this is our experimental cheater method. Now, they must do okay here. Well, I say that because they sell blueberries at the garden center, and blueberries do not do well in Utah. So I don't know why we still sell them. Anyway, so this is what we're going to do. We saw these in pots already, and one is going to be easier because I'm just going to plant these. Just going to keep them in their clump, and it's good to go. Now, I know you're probably thinking, why did you buy ones that were already blooming? Because the blooms aren't going to last. And I just really am craving some color in our yard after this really long winter. So I bought 2 that were already blooming, and I have 3 that have yet to come up and bloom. And then we have always wanted hyacinths in our yard. We've never done it. My mother-in-law had beautiful hyacinths, and so this was the year. So we're going to plant these. I'm going to place them in the yard, and we're just going to put them in the ground and hope for the best. All right, I got them all placed to where I think I want them to be. The thing about daffodils is they naturalize, meaning they spread, they multiply. So I'm really excited over the next few years to see how big these clumps are going to be. I don't want to divide them. Like I said, I'm going to keep them in not in their pots, but I'm going to keep them in their clump because it just makes a better impression. So let's plant.
So what I'm doing here is moving the bark mulch away from the soil surface because I just don't want to incorporate the bark mulch, and our HOA requires the soil to be covered. And normally what you would do is plant bulbs 6 to 8 inches below the soil surface. But because these were already in pots, what I did was just plant them like any other plant, and I just kept them even with the plant soil.
You just keep talking and I can cut it.
And in each hole, I add biotone, starter fertilizer. Then I add some compost to mix with the native soil. I think we've mentioned this before, our soil is really full of clay and rocks, and so the compost helps to loosen that soil. But you don't want to put your plants directly into compost because then once they hit the clay, they essentially stop growing because it's too hard. They've had an easy life in the compost. So that's what I'm doing. Our goal is to have compost in all of the parts of the bed, which you'll see in an upcoming video. But yeah, that's what I'm doing here is just compost, biotone, putting the bulbs in at soil level, putting the clay back, some of it, and then just putting the mulch back. Okay, I'm done. And if you noticed, some of my perennials needed to be cut back and grasses needed to be cut back too. So I just did that while I was out here too. So I'll just show you. So we've got some daffodils planted here. And then we put some hyacinths there. Then I cut down some grasses. And then this is a chrysanthemum that I cut down, so that looks a lot better. And we've got our daffodils here. And when I cut down the grasses back there, I need to do some more raking, but it's good for now. More hyacinths. And then I cut down the hyacinths grass that was right here. And then now you can see why I bought these that were already in bloom, because it just gives you instant satisfaction and gratification. And so it makes me really happy to see those right there. So over here on this other side, we've got some more of the hyacinths waiting to come up and bloom. Another clump of already blooming daffodils, which looks so happy. And then another clump of chrysanthemum here. And then we just came back here and see all these tulips popping up here. I'm so excited. I hope they bloom well. And then, probably saw earlier, I started digging here, but then I couldn't because our downspout was right there. So I had to stop and do it again. But we've got a clump of tulips here, and then I thought I planted, where are they?
There.
Oh, and then we just planted this last clump of daffodils right there, and then cut down some more grass. So we've got a hydrangea here. I've never grown hydrangeas, so I'm excited. This is the kind that blooms on old wood, so I can't cut those yet until we see some more growth and I can cut off the spent stuff. But I feel really productive today. So thanks for joining us. Bye.
Okay, just kidding. The video's not quite over. This is a couple weeks later, and I wanted to capture a little video of how our bulbs had been doing. And you can see that they're all flowering beautifully. I should have gotten a closer up look so you could see the hyacinths and the daffodils better. But you can get a good idea. And if you see bulbs in pots at your garden center in the spring, grab them because they are instant gratification.